Welcome to the Empowered Esthetician Podcast. I'm your host, Shaylee from Glossus Social, marketing made easy for estheticians. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Shaylee, founder and CEO of Glossus Social, marketing made easy for estheticians. All right, we're going to start a new thing, okay? I have been thinking about these things and I've been repeating them in my life like every single day. And I was in the shower, of course. When do you ever get, the best ideas ever? It's when you're in the shower. So I got this idea and I want to do it because I know that there is so much power behind these words and I want to share it with you. And so I'm going to start, no matter if it is a YouTube video, if it's a podcast, if it's a masterclass, I have made it my mission to start those things with these words. Okay, so let's just do it. Just bear with me here, okay? Close your eyes, and I just want you to really feel and take in the words that I'm going to say. There are no rules. I am the creator of my health, my wealth, my happiness, and my abundance. Okay, I'm going to say that again. There are no rules, and I am the creator of my health, my wealth, my happiness, and my abundance. Now just sit with that for a minute. I am the creator of my health, my wealth, my happiness, and my abundance. There are no rules. Now, I want to explain a little bit about the no rules thing, okay? So this podcast, I will say, this podcast has always been something where I share a little bit more of like my personal life. Like it's more of like a personal podcast, but still like gives you a bunch of tools and resources to go and kill it in your business. So if you have listened to my podcast up until then, you'll kind of see that trend. But the reason I'm telling you that is because when I say there are no rules, I have in my life recently, I want to call it like my questioning era. I am questioning literally everything and I don't know what has happened to make my brain like shift in this way. But the past few months, especially, I am just questioning everything. Like, everything that is like the norm, right? So the normal things people do, and if you hear my little 4-year-old, Mr. Hayes, is rolling around on my floor right now. If you hear a baby screeching, that's what it is. Everything that we do in society that is quote unquote the norm, I've found myself wondering, like asking myself, but why? Like, why do we do it that way? In the grand scheme of life, why does it really matter if we do it this way? Why can't we do it in whatever the heck way we want to do it? If we're getting from point A to point B, why does it have to be just one path? Why can't it be like literally however we want to do it? This is kind of like a random topic, but for example, this is like the best example I can give you. I am homeschooling. So my daughter is 4. She's in preschool right now. We're homeschooling right now. My aunt is a teacher. I have a lot of teachers in my family. And so that also that also makes me like, I don't know, I'm being super vulnerable, like kind of like self-conscious about homeschooling my kids because I know what their view is on it. But anyways, I'm doing it anyways. I'm kind of in like the I don't give a shit what people think era. And I love that for me because I have been a people pleaser my entire life, like literally my entire life. But now I feel like I've gone from one extreme to the other. So now I'm kind of like trying to find the balance in that. But anyways, back to the homeschooling. We're going to get my brain, you're going to understand my brain from this podcast because it kind of goes like all over the place. Anyways, back to the homeschooling and the rules. So my aunt, who is a teacher, elementary teacher, she has been sending me emails of like printouts on how to properly form letters. Like when I'm teaching my daughter how to write, what is the proper way to teach her how to write a capital A, for example? Like, do you start at the bottom and go up and then back down and then across? Or a capital A, do you start at the top and go down one side, back up to the top, down the other? You get what I'm saying. So she's sending me these PDFs on like how I need to teach my daughter how to write these letters. And in my mind, I am just thinking like, but why? Like, why does it fucking matter how she writes her A's? Like, if she can, write them in a way that is legible, like people can read, then why does it matter if she starts at the top of the line or at the bottom of the line to write a fucking capital A? It doesn't make sense to me. And like, I'm thinking about this, like, from a teacher perspective, I'm sure there are, different things that might go into that. Maybe it's, prepping to write in cursive. I don't know what the real answer is. But in my mind, and the reason I'm homeschooling is like, in the grand scheme of things, in the grand scheme of life, why does it matter if she writes her A's a certain way? You know what I mean? Like, if she can write an A, just, let her be, right? Anyway, so that is kind of my whole thought process behind questioning everything. And I'll give you another example. Again, it's from my home life, but you can relate this to anything in your life, in your business, in your personal life, whatever it is. So when I had my son, so my daughter is 4. My son, I had him in December, and so he's almost 5 months old now when I'm recording this podcast episode. And I truly had the hardest time with the transition from 1 to 2. I'm not going to go, maybe I'll do like a podcast episode on this later, but I had severe postpartum rage. And it's if you don't know what that is, look it up. I didn't know that it was a thing, but it is a thing, and I was just going through the ringer with it. And there were a lot of things that I was struggling with postpartum. And one of the things was I everything going on in my mental, everything going on in my surroundings, I was having the hardest time finding the time, or I hate saying it, like, I literally sound like the shittiest mom when I say this. I'm not gonna get emotional. I was having the hardest time finding the time, the motivation, the energy to bathe my children. Um, and it sounds like the most basic thing ever, but it was really hard for me. And whew, my husband is a law enforcement officer, so he works crazy hours. So it was just me a lot of the time. And as I'm bathing, trying to figure out how to bathe my kids, I was stuck on the fact that baths come before bedtime. And so when bedtime came around, I did not physically have the energy in me to bathe my kids, because then of course that's the time that my newborn was getting fussy and crying, and I've been on mom duty, I'm still postpartum, like the day, like I'm just fucking over it by bath time, right? And so my kids went several days without a bath, and I was telling my husband, I was like, I don't know what to do about bath time. Like, I can't do this by myself. They haven't bathed in 3 days. When bedtime comes around and it's time for baths, I physically can't. And then I started talking to my aunt about it, and she goes, so bathe them in the morning, bathe them in the afternoon. And I'm like, huh, why did I never like think of that? It's so silly. But she said, there are no rules. And in that moment, I'm like, it's literally the simplest thing, but that one thing that my aunt said to me will stick with me for the rest of my life. There are no rules. Like, you don't have to wait until bedtime to bathe your kids. Like, bathe your kids in the morning if it's easier, bathe them in the afternoon. And so, guess what? I started bathing my kids in the morning, first thing in the morning, and it has been the best thing for my mental health. It's been the best thing because they're getting clean. I literally sound, oh man. So anyways, yes. So my kids are getting bathed. Don't worry. But it's because she shared with me there are no rules. And And so that has really been the theme of my life lately, in my business, in my personal life, in, anything that I am thinking of. I keep reminding myself there are no rules. We can do literally whatever the fuck we want to do in whatever we are doing. And if it works for you, amazing. So, as you're going through your life, as you're going through your business, if there is something in your life or in your business that is just like causing you so much stress, so much like, I don't know even what you call it, just internal like fire, I don't know, in a not good way, um, change it. Do whatever you want to do because there are no rules. As long as it's like not hurting someone, not hurting yourself, not, causing any harm to anything or anyone, you can do whatever you want to do and whatever works for you. Just because you see everyone else doing it one way doesn't mean that there's not a different and better way to do it for you, right? So if I'm going to let you in on a little thing that I've been doing. So for example, for social media, let's take for example, you are seeing all of these other estheticians and industry professionals posting perfectly polished reels, funny reels, carousels, graphics, stories. They're just like on point. Their captions are great. They're just killing it, right? And you are sitting there and you're like, how in the world are they doing this when I can barely have like the stamina or the energy, whatever it is, to post 3 times a week, right? If this is you, if you are feeling connected to this, please come talk to me on Instagram. Let's talk about it. Let's chat about it because I am like fired up about this right now in my life. But my example is if you're seeing that, like if captions are something that is just not your thing and you're just not feeling it right now, go and post a bunch of stuff this week and just don't put captions. I teach that you need to be writing captions in my online course, Socially Empowered Estheticians. I teach you a really easy way how to do it. But my whole point is there are no rules. If that is causing you just so much stress in your life and like keeping you from posting on social media, don't put a caption. Instead, say whatever you want to say in the video or make a carousel. A carousel is, I get this question a lot because I say this term a lot, but not a lot of people know what it is. A carousel is a post where you have 3 different graphics or 3 different photos and people can scroll, like swipe left and go through each of them when they're in the feed. So no matter what type of post it is, if it's a story or something, like instead of having to write captions just for a week or however long you need to, just don't write captions. Okay? Like I'm giving you the permission to do whatever the hell you want because there are no rules. And maybe it'll give you like the break that you need from captions so that you can, go back and go through Socially Empowered Estheticians, because let me tell you, it is the best place to be. If you're struggling with social media, you need to be on there or in there because I teach you everything. I teach you how to do it super easily. Anyways, there are no rules. No matter what you're doing, if it's social media, if it's in your life, if it is in your business, do whatever you want, whatever you feel is right for you, even if you think that people are going to ask you like, what in the hell are you doing? It doesn't matter because they aren't making the decisions for you. They're not making the decisions for your life, for your business. You do you. There are no rules. And I promise you, you will be so much happier. You will feel this sense of just lightness, light, airy, aura around you when you decide to stop like listening to the norms and doing what everyone tells you you should and shouldn't do, and just go to the beat of your own drum. Do whatever the hell you want. And number one, it's just going to make your life so much better and so much easier. But number two, people are going to be attracted to that. The people that are your people are going to be attracted to you being your authentic self. So if you get anything out of this podcast episode, remember, there are no rules, okay? Plaster it up, write it on your mirror. I don't care where you have to put it. But just remember that. And whenever you're feeling like internal battles about something, do whatever you want, even if it makes no sense. Just do you, boo. Yeah, so that is what I wanted to share with you today is there are no rules. Do whatever you want. And I promise you that your life and your business is going to be so much easier and better by doing that. If you enjoyed this podcast episode, it was kind of all over the place, honestly, but I kind of liked it. It was kind of fun. All over the place. I'm totally in the era of just embracing the chaos, I guess. Embracing the chaos, embracing the imperfection. I have stopped editing my videos, my podcast. I'm not going to edit anything out of this podcast. I am not going to edit any of my YouTube videos. I just recorded a new masterclass, free masterclass, and it is kind of all over the place. My baby started crying in the middle of it, so I had to go. So baby Hayes joined us for the second part of the masterclass that I just recorded, and it is so good. It's me, okay? Now, my masterclasses and my podcasts before today, before this like awakening that I had in the last couple months, have been me still, but it was the polished me. It was the polished me, and it was still me. I still put all of my energy into it, but you were seeing and hearing like the best polished version of me, and it's just draining, and I'm just not going to do it anymore. And I still want you to feel connected to me, and I still want you to learn from me, but if I'm not your person being me 100%, that's okay. That is okay. Go find your person. Go find someone that you connect with and listen to their podcast episodes. Watch their YouTube videos, binge their social media content. Go ahead and just do whatever, you need to do. If I'm not your person, I don't, that's okay. It's okay. But if I am, you're in for a ride because this new unpolished version of me, and also like I don't want to say in any of my things or videos or podcasts that like, well, this is the authentic version of me, this is unfiltered, this is unhinged, whatever it is, because I feel like there are a lot of people that are on social media saying that they are authentic or that they are whatever to make them and their content feel more relatable. And so I feel like it's kind of getting like a bad rap. So besides right now, I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to show up as me in whatever way I feel like I want to in that specific moment in time. And I hope that you jive with that. I hope you feel connected and feel inspired and motivated by that. And I hope that you can have the desire to learn from me because, I am the biggest believer in what I have created. Socially Empowered Estheticians is literally the shit. It is the most incredible program you will ever be in. My students are seeing such great, results, and I am just so fired up about it every time I talk about it, and every time I see my students sharing their wins. It's freaking incredible, and I'm so inspired. And if you're not in Socially Empowered Estheticians, get your butt in there. You need to be in Socially Empowered Estheticians. I'll leave the link below this so that you can go and check it out, see if it's for you. If it's not for you, totally fine. If it is for you, fuck yes, we're gonna it's gonna be amazing, and we're gonna create so many wonderful things. Anyways, I feel like I could talk on and on and on because I'm just kind of like feeling it today, but I will spare that for you because I don't even know where it would go after this. If you enjoyed this podcast episode, please share it with others. Please come send me a message on Instagram and let's talk. Let's talk in voice memos, whatever you want to talk about. Let's connect. If you feel that you would like to rate this podcast episode, that would be amazing. I would appreciate it so much. But also, if you just want to listen to it and go on your merry way in your day, that is totally fine too. And I'm proud of you for even listening to this because that means you want to learn and grow. And I hope you have the most beautiful rest of your day. If it's the evening. I hope you have a beautiful sleep. um, yeah, just go kill it. Go do the damn thing. Okay? Love ya. Bye.